All right, here's every reason I can think of why you should not sign up for ApplyAll. ApplyAll is a service that we built that automatically applies people to jobs. We're trying to get more interviews as fast as possible for anybody who signs up. But a lot of people have signed up, especially this last month, who we can't help. And I just want to make a list of all the reasons why ApplyAll probably won't work for you so that if it's not going to work for you, you don't have to sign up. Because when people sign up that we can't help, we end up having to refund them, and it ends up costing us money and time, and you're sad, and everybody's sad. Yeah, last month we had over 200 people sign up, and I think like 10% of them we just had to reject right away because we couldn't help them, and then another 10% we tried to help but couldn't get them an interview, so we had to honor our money-back guarantee and give them all their money back. And that makes everybody sad. We want people signing up who we can actually help get jobs. So I made a list of reasons here why ApplyAll probably won't work for you, and if you fit any of these, then please just don't sign up. Maybe wait a year or something when we've gotten around to fixing some of these problems. The current date is March 12th, 2025. So if you're seeing this in 2026, maybe check for a newer video, and hopefully we've gotten around to fixing some of these things. All right, so first of all, it only works for jobs in the USA. You have to be either a citizen of the US or have a work authorization for the US. We are only scraping jobs that are mostly from US tech companies. So if you aren't looking for a job in the USA, ApplyAll is probably not going to work for you right now. And also, I already mentioned the tech industry. We only pull jobs from the tech industry. We pull all the jobs from the tech industry, right? So it's not just software. We also do customer success, software sales, design, product manager, roles like that, but only tech industry. So if it's still March 2025 and you want to look for a job in like healthcare or government, it's not going to work for you. Don't sign up. It also doesn't work that great for early career. So if you're looking for your very first job out of college, it probably won't work. At least it won't work as fast as we promise. We promise a money-back guarantee within the first month of your job search starting. So if we can't find you at least one relevant job interview within the first month after we start sending out applications for you, we give you your money back. And we can't always do that. If it's your first job out of college, it'll probably take us 2 months, and that's too slow. So maybe don't bother. Maybe don't sign up. It's also tough for very, very seniors. So if you're looking for like a director or like anything C-suite, or like VP, depending on the specifics, there just might not be enough jobs available at all, especially if you're looking outside of like major tech hubs. So if you're in like Kansas City or something, middle America, looking for these roles, there might not be enough roles. We can check, but there might not be enough roles at all. If you're mid-career, fine, but if you're very, very senior, like beyond like mid-level manager into where there's just not that many job postings, maybe look for like an executive job search instead. And if you're very early career, first job out of college, I would be looking for internships instead, going to hackathons instead, just like in-person networking, building projects, reaching out to people. We can give it a shot maybe, but then maybe we have to refund you. So, maybe don't. And then for the people it does work, here's another problem is you might get too many interviews. Or you might get interviews from companies that fit all your criteria, but you just don't like the company, right? So if you're not ready for like 10 interviews in a single week, then maybe don't sign up. If you're actively doing a job search and you want to get a lot of interviews and have leverage in your negotiations and stuff, then maybe it's worth it to have a bunch of interviews. But if you're not ready to get a job, if you're just passively looking, then I would also hold off. I wouldn't use ApplyAll yet. Because for the people it does work for, it works really well. But onboarding is slow, actually. So, like I said, we had like 200 something people sign up last month. Right now we have the capacity to serve maybe only like 200. We're already fully at capacity. We're trying to fix our bottlenecks there so that we like when the line goes up. Line go up, that's good, but also there's a lot of bottlenecks right now for onboarding new customers. So we have like a 3-day long backlog right now. If you sign up today, it'll probably take us like 3 days to like review your resume, like go through your job search criteria, make sure it's a good fit, and then build a job search. So the way ApplyAll works right now is we do all those things. We create a really specific job search for you so that we only find relevant jobs, and that takes like up to an hour sometimes for us to prep a customer, because we look at each resume and we look at each job search criteria and make sure it makes sense. And a lot of times people are signing up and they have a bad resume that we don't think is going to get interviews, so we send it back, or we give you resume feedback, or we send you to our free resume review workshop. But that takes time, right? Like, if we could just do that automatically, we could sign people up a lot faster, and we can't do that right now. Like, maybe in 6 months, maybe in 3 months, we'll have an automated onboarding process, but right now it takes like 3 days to get started, so the results aren't instant, and also there's a backlog. You've got to wait in line behind, like, there's probably like 40 or 50 people right now. On any given day, up to like 20 people are signing up, so at any given time, you're like probably like number 60 or something in line. So if you want it to start working immediately, it won't. It'll take like 3 days. And so if that's a deal breaker, you should not sign up. And then once we do start sending out applications, that's not automated yet either. We have like a team of people we train to fill out the applications with all your information. They do a really good job, right? They don't make mistakes, and we can fill out job applications that would be hard to do automatically because we don't use robots there yet. We want to, but we don't yet. We just use people who've been trained to do the job. But that means it takes, up to a couple weeks to fill out the jobs, and that's assuming there's enough jobs, right? Like, some people, like say you're like a senior software engineer looking for a job in San Francisco, we'll be able to find you like 300 potential jobs, and we'll be able to fill those out really quickly. But if you're looking for like a more niche role and there's just not that many jobs available, it'll take longer for our system to find you all the relevant job applications, and then it'll take us longer, obviously, to fill them out. Like, we have to wait for the job. Like, companies have to post jobs, right, before we can apply to the job. So if the jobs don't exist yet, we can't apply yet. So if there's not enough jobs we think you can get to apply you to yet, then it's going to take us a long time to fill out the jobs. And so, yeah, also, if you want us to be able to send out 200 applications instantly, it's not going to happen because it'll take us 3 days to even get you onboarded. And then it's probably going to take us like a week maybe to send out the first 50 to 100 applications, and then at least another week to send out the rest, assuming they exist. And if they don't exist, it'll take longer. Also, like, the app itself is kind of clunky. Like, luckily you don't have to log into it that often, but if you sign up for ApplyAll, this is what your dashboard looks like. Like, it's kind of slow to load. I guess it's sort of organized. But like, yeah, you can edit certain criteria, but a lot of times when you edit something, then a human is like reviewing to make sure that it still works for your job application and doesn't break anything, and that we're not going to like accidentally apply you to a current employer, for example. So we're like always double checking your employer block list so we don't get you in trouble. And it's a little too easy to shoot yourself in the foot too. Like, if you set a minimum salary that's too high, then maybe no jobs will match that, and then that slows down the applications. And then I don't need the dictionary, thank you. You view my job applications. Like this is the current like dashboard to manage all the applications that have got sent out. It's missing a lot of features that are, I think, kind of obvious. Like, you can't update. You can write a note on these, right? Like, I mean, like, I talked to Sarah, but you can't. There's no field here to like keep track of your status. We want to automatically track the status of your applications. We don't right now, so if you want, you can scroll all the way to the bottom and export all of your applications to like a CSV and manage it in Google Sheets yourself if you want to. But the actual dashboard itself is underfeatured. And also, we can't apply to every single job that exists because we can only fill out job applications where we have all the information necessary. But if it's like, hey, why do you want to work at Figma or whatever, unless you've told us why you want to work specifically at Figma, we can't fill that job application out. So we'll keep searching for applications until we find at least, if you paid for 200 applications, until we find at least 200 applications. But then there's going to be like more jobs we couldn't even apply you to because they had questions that we don't know how to answer. We show you what they are in case you want to fill them out yourself, but that takes time. And there's just a bunch of jobs we can't even fill out. We can fill out enough to get you interviews, but we can't fill out every single job application that exists. So if you want us to fill out every single job application that exists for the role that you're looking for, we can't do that. Can't do it. Come back later and maybe we're better. Also, the notification system confuses a lot of people. So in order to fill out a lot of these job applications, we have to submit verification codes. And if you had to give us every verification code for every job application, it would be impossible. So the way things actually work is that whenever we fill out one of these job applications, we create a virtual inbox for you. So, for example, my inbox here would be anthony.castrio, and whenever we fill out an application, we'll use this email address, and then this email address, all the email that goes to it gets forwarded to your actual email address. And then when you respond to those emails, it shows up as a notification from ApplyAll, and you can respond to the email, and then the recruiter just sees an email from this address again. So that's how we get around verification codes and stuff, but some people get confused by that system or just want to use their own email, and then the service doesn't work. So that's another reason why you shouldn't sign up, if that's a deal breaker for you. So yeah, basically, unless you're mid-career, looking for a tech job in the USA, already have USA work authorization, so you don't need a visa. If you don't fit at least those criteria and can deal with kind of the jankiness of the app as it exists now, then you shouldn't sign up. And if you do fit those criteria, then please just expect there to be some rough edges still. This is we've only been working on this thing for a year, and there's so many things that we got to fix. I think if you're watching this in 2026, hope for sure, fingers crossed for sure, or even 6 months from now, probably a lot of the rough edges will be done, and the onboarding should be faster 6 months from now. I think we'll be through the backlog by then. And the apps should go out a little bit faster because we're working on systems for that too. But these top 3 things are probably still true in 3 months. We'll still be USA only. We'll still be tech industry only. We'll still be mid-career optimized. So anything from just no seniority title, so mid-level up to senior staff we can do. But new grad is tough, and it will still be tough. And executive job search is also kind of its own thing. So if you got through all that and you still want to try it out, you can use, if you put in Anthony video, all undercase, no space, then here, let me show you. Yeah, so if you get to this screen and you scroll down, there's a hidden field down here. I have a promo code, and you can click it, and then this will pop open, and you can put in Anthony video, and it'll give you some money off, however much that was. How much was that? $20 off. All right, so that's your reward for watching all this and taking a risk anyway. But yeah, if you don't fit these criteria, maybe just give us 3 months. If you're still looking for a job in 3 months, come back 6 months, a year. Then maybe we can help you. But right now, probably don't sign up. You shouldn't use ApplyAll. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.